LandSea is a 18-day pre-orientation program for incoming students.
To me, LandSea is a way to kind of intentionally challenge yourself and challenge the people around you in a really respectful, caring environment.
LandSea is a fantastic transitional period. It hits you in the face and tells you that this entire chapter of life that is high school and being with your parents and being fed for and being taken care of, all of that just ended, and all of a sudden you're by yourself. It's this opening of a brand new time of life and you're independent.
That's where I started everything that I do. I never did any outdoor camping before college, and when LandSea started, when I did LandSea as a participant, I just got hooked to the outdoors.
It's a very safe environment for me to challenge myself and to build new relationships.
LandSea is really important. It shaped a lot of who I am. It was very, very empowering for me because I had never done anything like that before.
At some time in August, everyone arrives on campus for check-in day. No matter kind of where you are in the country, all needing to arrive on campus. Students will go through a bag check to make sure that they've got everything, and also taking care of some of the things that need to happen on campus before you get back, including student ID and checking in with security. Folks are allowed to keep a few things on campus for when they return. For instance, maybe things to shower. It's not the time to do your normal dorm move-in, and then eating dinner and leaving on the bus that evening. Everyone boards 2 buses and drive overnight to the Adirondacks. So if the bus leaves at 7 p.m., it usually gets in the morning following day. When folks get off the bus and arrive in the Adirondacks, quickly split into smaller groups that we call patrols of anywhere between 6 and 9 individuals, and led by generally 2 student leaders. That first day would be packing and prepping food and gear and equipment, and then kind of getting oriented to the route that you're going to take and where you're going to go. And some folks will start backpacking first, and some folks will start canoeing first. And then after roughly a week or a few days to a week, transition over to the other activity. They may take part in a climb and rappel section at some point as well. And then everybody comes back to base camp to take part in the service projects or solo experiences. So a typical day on trail for hiking can be anywhere from 4 to 6+ miles, and can be from almost 0 elevation gain to up to 2,500 feet of elevation gain for the day with a heavy pack, depending on the route and where it goes that day. It could include getting up early to either head for a summit, or maybe getting up early to accomplish a longer day on trail. There might be an opportunity throughout the day to take your packs off and go for a summit with day packs. But mainly it's navigating by trails that are either on map or by some of the herd trails around the Adirondacks. At the end of the hiking day, it's setting up camp in a new location, sometimes opportunity to swim, cooking on the backpacking stoves, sleeping under tarps, and then usually breaking camp the next morning to head out on another section of trail. A typical canoeing day would be anywhere from 4 to maybe 8 miles of paddling. Could be a mixture throughout the day of being on the river and then also paddling on lakes. Maybe carrying around obstacles on the river, or carrying between lakes or ponds to the next spot to put in. When folks get into camp, then it would just be setting up camp for the night in a new spot. So solo is an opportunity for folks, usually at the middle of the end of trip, to take part in kind of a reflective time. It's by themselves. Each person sits in a campsite that's and not expected to really move around, so it's not a hiking solo. And during that time, they're spread out throughout the woods. Leaders check up on participants at least twice a day. It's very specific to that individual, so that person will work with their leader to develop a solo plan that works for them. Whether that means they're going to eat during solo or fast, how many times a day they'd like to get checked up on, and just sort of what their needs are. And for some folks, that means a full 48-hour solo, And for others, that means taking part in a shorter solo of 24 hours. And then some folks decided that solo isn't really right for them at all. And in that case, we have service projects that are also going on at the same time. Service projects in the past have been taking care of the base camp that we use at Massawepie Lake in New York. So we'll be refurbishing trails, reclaiming campsites, taking out structures and things that are unused, and just sort of trying to give back and leave it better than we found it.